Open your eyes. The first thing you notice is the silence. Not the silence of an empty room, the silence of a place where sound has never existed. You are 26,000 light-years from Earth, strapped into a vessel the size of a bus, and every instrument on your console just went dark. Through the window, the stars ahead of you are wrong. They're smeared, bent into thin arcs of light, as if someone grabbed the sky and twisted it. And in the center of that twisted sky sits a circle of perfect black. You already know what it is. You've known since the engines failed an hour ago. That circle is Sagittarius A star, the supermassive black hole at the heart of our galaxy, 4 million times heavier than the sun, and you are falling into it. In the next 12 minutes you will cross a boundary that nothing in the universe has ever returned from. You will watch time itself break, and at the very end something stranger than death is waiting for you. This is what it would feel like, second by second.
Let's be honest about what you're looking at. The black circle ahead of you is 17 times wider than our sun, but that darkness is only the core of it. Around it burns the accretion disk, a ring of shredded stars and gas, spinning at a quarter of the speed of light, heated to millions of degrees. It doesn't roar, it just glows, patient and orange, like the coals of a fire that has been burning since before Earth existed. And here is the first thing that breaks your intuition. The disk doesn't just circle the black hole, it appears to wrap over the top of it and under the bottom, like a halo folded around a sphere. That's not the disk bending, that's light bending. Gravity here is so strong that the light from the far side of the disk, the part that should be hidden behind the black hole, is curved up and over, delivered to your eyes anyway. You are seeing behind the monster. Nothing is hidden anymore. Your ship's clock says you have 40 minutes until you reach the edge. Use them. They are the last minutes the universe will ever agree with you about.
You fall closer, and the black circle swells until it fills half the sky. Now you pass something astronomers call the photon sphere, an invisible shell where gravity is exactly strong enough to bend light into a closed circle. Photons here don't fly past the black hole, they orbit it forever. Look carefully at that thin, brilliant ring hugging the darkness. Some of that light has been circling for millions of years, ancient starlight trapped mid-journey, going around and around like a thought that can't finish itself. And then you see something impossible. Ahead of you, faint and distorted, is a ship. Your ship. The light reflecting off your own hull has looped completely around the black hole and come back to meet you. You are looking at the back of your own vessel from behind. For one strange moment, you and the black hole share a secret. Here, there is no such thing as a direction. Every path curves, every line comes home. Your clock says 20 minutes to the edge. Your speed is now over half the speed of light. You don't feel any of it.
Here is the cruelest part of falling into a black hole. It feels like nothing. You are in free fall, the same free fall as an astronaut on the space station. No crushing force, no acceleration pinning you to your seat. A pen drifts weightlessly beside your glove. Your coffee, if you had any, would float in a calm little sphere. Your body is telling you that everything is fine. Your body is lying because a few minutes ago you crossed a line that exists only in mathematics. At your speed and this distance, there is no engine, not chemical, not nuclear, not anything physics allows that could pull you back out. If you burned every fuel tank humanity has ever built, you would still arrive at the same destination a few seconds later. Scientists don't have a dramatic name for this line. It's just the point where the equations stop offering exits. So you do the only thing left. You let go. You turn off the alarms. You unbuckle nothing, fix nothing, calculate nothing. You put your hand on the cold glass and you watch. 10 minutes to the horizon. Something is wrong with the universe behind you. The stars back there are turning blue, not poetically, literally. As gravity drags you faster, the light falling in after you gets compressed, squeezed toward blue, then violet, and they're brightening, tightening into a shrinking circle of sky, as if the whole cosmos is being pulled away through a closing door. Then your comm screen flickers. One last message from home. The face on the screen speaks, but the voice is wrong, pitched high, racing. The message plays faster and faster, hours of words collapsing into seconds. Because from Earth's point of view, your time has nearly stopped. Their centuries are becoming your minutes. Understand what this means. While you fall these last few kilometers, empires on Earth are rising and falling. Everyone recording messages to you grows old, and their grandchildren grow old in the time it takes you to exhale. And if they point a telescope at you, they see the opposite. Your ship, frozen at the edge of the darkness, dimming, reddening, an image that never quite crosses, fading like a photograph left in the sun. Two stories. One says you fell, one says you froze at the edge forever. Both are true. The universe has stopped agreeing on what happens to you, and it will never agree again.
3, 2, 1, nothing. No flash, no wall, no sound. You cross the event horizon, the most absolute boundary in the universe, and the moment itself is completely unmarked. There is no sign at the border. Space here is smooth, ordinary, almost boring. If your instruments were dead, you would never know it happened, but it happened. Behind you, the entire visible universe has shrunk to a small, brilliant disk of blue light. Every star, every galaxy, all of it compressed into one shrinking window directly overhead. Around it, in every other direction, black, not dark, black in a way your eyes keep trying to correct and can't. Here is what changed in that silent second. Outside, the black hole was a place somewhere you could point at. Inside, it is not a place anymore, it is a time. The center of this object now sits in your future, the way tomorrow sits in your future. You can no more avoid it than you can avoid Tuesday. Every direction you could possibly travel, forward, backward, any angle you choose, all of them now point down. You have about 20 seconds left. Now finally you begin to feel it. A gentle pull at your feet, as if someone is drawing you down by the boots. Your feet are closer to the center than your head, so gravity grips them harder. The difference was always there. Now it's growing. Second by second, the pull becomes a stretch. 10 seconds in, it feels like hanging from a bar with weights on your ankles. 12 seconds, and the weights double, then double again. Physicists gave this fate an almost childish name, spaghettification. The black hole doesn't crush you, it pulls you into a long thin thread. You, the ship, the atoms themselves, stretched into filaments of matter flowing down toward the center, like water finding a drain. But look up, one last time. The little disk of the universe above you is blazing now. All the light that fell in behind you, compressed, brilliant, blue-white. Somewhere in that disk is the sun. Somewhere in that disk, billions of years are streaming past. Whole futures happening at once. The last message ever sent to you, arriving the people who sent it, long gone, their world still shining. The universe is showing you its ending as a parting gift. 5 seconds. And then the part no textbook can finish. At the center, our equations collapse. Density becomes infinite, which is mathematics' way of admitting it doesn't know. What actually happens to you in that final instant is, honestly, one of the deepest open questions in all of physics. But here is the strange consolation modern physics offers. Quantum theory insists that information, the complete description of what you were, every particle, every pattern, cannot be destroyed, not even here. And our best current answer says that everything falling into a black hole leaves its imprint smeared across the horizon itself, like writing pressed into the surface of a dark ocean. Some physicists believe that horizon record is slowly, over unimaginable ages, carried back out into the universe as the black hole evaporates, one faint particle at a time, which means the story doesn't say you were deleted, it says you were written down. Everything you were, preserved on the last surface light ever touches, the final boundary, the edge of every map, the last horizon. If tonight you look toward the constellation Sagittarius, you're looking at the real one. It's there right now, patient, silent, holding the records of everything it has ever taken. Next time you open your eyes on a world that isn't yours, Mars, alone, and the next ship is 2 years away, subscribe, the horizon isn't finished with you.